Hello and welcome to Homer for February 3rd, 2025. Eidecken argos I koimatha kai kon uthar aurures, gambros ken moeoi, tiso demen ison areste, hos moi te lugetos trefpetai talie en I pole, tres domaiesi tu gatres, en I megaroi eu pectoi, crusotemis kai laodike kai I pianassa, Tauan hen keteles I pilein aned non egesto, Prosoi con peleios egote pimelia dosso, Pola malhosu potis, hepedoke tugatri, Heptade hoi dosso el naio menatoliatra, Carda mulen no pente kai irein poiesan, Feras tes dateas eiran deian botuleimon, Kalen taipeian kai pedason ampeloesan, Pasai dengus olos, neatai pulue matoventos, and andres naius I polurenes polubutai, hoike adoto tinesi, teon hosti messusi, kai hoi hupos skeptroi liparas teleusi temistas, Tautake hoi telesaini, metalexanti koloio, Medeto aides toia melikoseda damastos, Tuneke kai de protoisiteon echtistos epanton, Kai mohupasteto hosinvas, Kai mohupasteto, oh, this is tough, Kai mohupasteto, Hoson vasilauteroseimi, Eir hosson gene progenesteros el kamae nai. All right, okay, that's a really tough sequence. We have like a catalog going on here, right? Because the gifts keep giving. Agamemnon is the giver that will not stop giving. Anyway, let's translate real quick. So if we come to Argos, if the Achaeans come to the land of Argos, land of the Achaeans, this fertile land of the Achaeans, sort of the it's the utter bearing. It's fertile, and then he will be a brother-in-law to me, and I will honor him as I honor my son Orestes, right? This Orestes, who is currently young, he's growing up in in great boon, right? So he's doing great, in abundance and good cheer. And anyway, there are 3 daughters in my great well-made house, Chrysothemis and Laodike and Iphianassa, right? If he desires of these, there will be one which he desires. He can have, let him take her without a bride gift to the house of Peleus, and I myself will give him many other great things, soothing things, such which hosaupol never has been given to one's own daughter, given for one's own daughter before, right? I will also give him doso dehoi. I will give to him 7 well settled cities. These will be Cardamalaean and Enopeia, and then Hire. And Hire is well grassed. It will also be Pharos, which is holy, and Antheus, which is how do you say this? I don't know. Yeah, it has lots of meadows. It's deeply green. It will also be beautiful Ipeae and also Pedasus. And Pedasus has wine. It is well vined all around. Ampeloe son. It's always a weird thing for me to say. The vowels, it's tough. Anyway, so these are all close to the sea, and this is not far from Pulos, the sea like Pulos, right? And within these cities, there are men that dwell, and they have lots of sheep and they have lots of cows. I'm pretty sure this is sheep, but it could be, okay, they have lots of sheep, and they will estimate him like a god with their gifts that they give him, and they will, under his scepter, accomplish his goals, his themistas, right? And these persisting themistas, right? indefatigable. Whatever he beseeches them to do, they will accomplish. All these things I may accomplish for him in settling his rage. This is a very important word here. We'll discuss it in a second. So let him be persuaded, for indeed Hades is the least sweet and the unconquerable of all the gods. And because of this, he is for mortals. He is for mortals, the most hated of all, right, of the gods. And let him also bow before me, because I am more king-like, basileo teros, comparative, and I am of such a generation that I beseech to be, or he also should swear that I am older than him, which I am. Anyway, okay, so this sort of rounds out the bargaining chips that Agamemnon is willing to give to Achilles. Why is this important? Well, first of all, we've advanced the woman question to straight up giving him a daughter. Note that there's no mention of Iphigenia, right? But there's also a mention of Orestes. Fascinatingly enough, this is the only mention of Orestes in the entire Iliad. And I guess it would just be assumed that everybody knows the backstory of what's going to happen with the Oresteia. What has happened to Iphigenia? Iphigenia was sacrificed so they could go on their way to Troy. Anyway, so there's something to be said for the 7 cities, right? There's some geographic details about like where this actually is near Agamemnon. We will not go into that. That's fine, right? But what's really, really important here is this word, metalexantikoloio. Metalexantikoloio, right? This is really, really important to understand. This means it's a bargain, right? And what Achilles really wants is to be seen differently and respected by Agamemnon. He has been disrespected by Agamemnon. This, because there's still bargaining going on, and it's going to be very important as we see in the later parts of the embassy chapter book here, that Achilles does not want a bargain. He wants a change of heart. He is not going to get that change of heart because Agamemnon is a very proud guy. And to a certain extent, he doesn't have to bargain, right? He is, in fact, he kind of like drops the Hades threat, right? He's more kingly and he's older, right? He should be respected. And yet at the same time, that's what the Iliad is all about. How do you compromise? Because, Achilles is their number one guy, right? They need him. And yet at the same time, he's not number one on the ladder. And that's why he's lost all this stuff. Anyway, you would think that like a kingdom with all these cities, one's own daughter, gifts beyond counting that nobody has ever received before, ever. You would think this would be enough, but really, the impersonability of this offer and the conniving sort of like, bargaining of it, that's what's going to make it not work, as we shall see. Anyway, let's pick up tomorrow. Thank you so much for listening, and have a wonderful day. Take care.